everyone, it's Matt aka Thanatos, and I am going to be doing my top 10 want list for 2019. I wasn't going to do one, but I figure having my goals laid out publicly makes it a little easier. And this year, if you compare my top 10 from last year to my top 10 now, you're going to see a drastic difference in both value, and probably people are going to be like, wow, that's kind of a sad top 10. But I want to focus on my very specific collecting goals. I have all of the Green Lantern keys, like big keys, and that I want in my collection. All my grails are pretty much knocked out. So for me now, it's a lot of filling holes. So shouldn't be too bad. And I would like to hopefully spend a lot less on comics this year than I did last. So here we go. So number one, I really want to get a DC Superstars number 11, the first solo story with Zatanna. It's a comic that I didn't even realize I didn't have. It's a pretty cool cover, and I actually have never read it, so reading her first solo story would be pretty cool. It's also a pretty, I wouldn't say pricey book, but it's definitely, it wasn't what I was expecting. I was kind of like, oh, it'll be a $20 book, and no, it typically sells for 50 plus in higher grade. So that's a book that I will be looking for. And then my next four, or five really, are all early Green Lantern books. So I have Showcase 22 through 24. I have Green Lantern 1, Green Lantern 7, Green Lantern 5, which are the bigger keys in that first 10. I do not, however, have Green Lantern 3, which you can probably see right here. I do not have Green Lantern 4, which is right here. I do not have Green Lantern 6, also right here. Oh, I should probably say thanks, My Comic Shop, for making getting pictures, like little thumbnail pictures, super easy. I appreciate that. And then Green Lantern 8. And lastly, from that Green Lantern first 10 is Green Lantern 10. I want to complete the Green Lantern first, like, 15 runs. So it'll be Showcase 22 through Green Lantern number 10. And then I'm going to start working my way towards Green Lantern 100 from Volume 2, which will be Hal Jordan's first full series. And there's quite a lot in there. Luckily, it's not the hardest run to get. No, not a lot of people out seeking Green Lantern runs, so shouldn't be too bad. And then I also want to get Green Lantern number 48, the DC Universe logo variant. When I received that AOK recently that had Green Lantern, I believe 51, and some others with that DC UPC variant, it made me realize that when I bought my Green Lantern 48, I picked wrong. At the time, I remember seeing a couple DC Universe logos floating around on eBay, thinking that they were direct editions, and getting the newsstand was more valuable. I was apparently wrong. I did not know at the time, and then everybody, CBSI, Comic Tom, everybody's freaking out about these DC Universe logos being very scarce, and now you can't find them ever. So getting a Green Lantern 48, the first Kyle Rayner with a DC Universe logo, is on my want list for 2019. Next up is Green Lantern number 201. It is the first appearance of Kilowog. However, I do not want a regular copy. I already have one. I want a 95-cent Canadian variant, which are much harder to find, in high grade. But those, that's on my want list, which is right here. And I couldn't end this list without some Marvel. I wanted to, obviously, I'm trying to, even though I'm focusing my collection, I'm also trying to expand my lower tier Marvel keys, keys that aren't going to cost me an arm and a leg. I'm not going after a Fantastic Four 48. Saying stuff like that usually means that next year I'll be going after a Fantastic Four 48 or some kind of weird book that Iron Man 55. None of those are on my want list. I really want a Godzilla #1, and I don't know why I think it's his name. It's got to be his name, right? I want a Nova #1. Like, his name is Richard Rider. Like, Marvel straight up named a character Dick Rider. Ridiculous. And people always call him the Green Lantern Corps of the Marvel Universe. And I would like to see, and I should probably read more about the Nova Corps and all that, but it's good to scope out the competition. So that was my final, I think. My number 10 was Nova #1, and I love that cover. I can't even lie. Like, the cover is super cool of Nova #1. So that is my top 10 list for 2019. And I figure while I'm here, I will also show you guys some comics. So if you stayed this long, I appreciate it. Here is a comic haul book that I got recently. When I lost that auction to TJ for that Green Lantern 9.9, I was hurt and sad, and I knew that I needed to, get a consolation prize almost. And this book had already been on sale, or it had been up for sale, and I had it in my watch list, and the seller had dropped it by $20. And this is my favorite cover from the Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern Corps B covers by Tyler Kirkham, and is also signed by Tyler Kirkham. This is Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern Corps number 45, and I absolutely love this cover art. Like number 40 through 50, the cover Bs for Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern Corps, were stunning, and Tyler Kirkham was a huge part of that. So I definitely wanted to add that to my collection. And then I got, in preparation for The Boy Who Had 7 Eyes Green Lantern series that's going to be coming out. Our intro videos will be dropping Monday, February 11th. So be on the lookout for that. It will give you all the information you need to follow along in our Green Lantern series. But I saw this on eBay, and I had to have it. Jeff Johns has obviously moved up the chain in DC, and he's getting much harder to find signatures for, let alone sketches. And this man is quite the artist. Nobody gives Jeff Johns credit for being an amazing artist. So this is the hardcover Green Lantern Rebirth. Very nice, very nice. But check this out. This is magic. Hal in brightest day with a giant Green Lantern symbol drone drawn by Jeff Johns and Ethan Van Sciver, who also wrote in Blackest Night, which I thought was super cool. And I have enough Ethan Van Sciver and Jeff Johns signatures to know kind of when they are authentic and when they are not. And these are definitely authentic and really bright silver pen, which I thought was awesome. One of my favorite books from. This is actually, I think I have another copy of this. This is the first comic I ever read. How does that make you feel? Back in 2000, when did this come out? Was it 2004? I was in high school, and I never 2004, 2005. I was like a sophomore in high school when this came out, and first comic I ever read. So very cool to have a cool hardcover signed by my favorite Green Lantern writer and one of my favorite Green Lantern artists. But that's all I got for you guys. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully it won't take too long to knock out this top 10, and then I'll start branching out like I did last year, where nothing was on my top 10 and I just bought it all anyway. So thank you guys all so much, and have a great day.